Hey guys, Erin here. I'm sorry I've been AWOL for a whole month. April is a pretty popular month for weddings here in Australia, and since wedding photography is my jam, I've been keeping pretty busy. But for now, I wanted to take you behind the scenes on a fashion shoot I did recently with my girl Ashleigh from The Blonde Silhouette. I've done some BTS stuff with Ashleigh before on my channel, but I was focusing more on finding out what your client likes and getting the kind of images they love in those videos, so this time I want to talk technical, so like lenses and settings and light and that kind of stuff. We actually set out to do 3 looks on this particular afternoon, but the clouds came over halfway through our shoot, and even though it didn't actually rain, we lost the daylight a lot earlier than we usually would, so we held off on the last one and only did 2 looks. I am super into prime lenses and I love a shallow depth of field, so I shot with my D800 and my usual portrait lens lineup of the Sigma 35mm f1.4 and the Nikon 85mm f1.4 as well. Ashleigh's style is very classic and feminine, so we usually stick to the kind of soft light that you find in the shade, but I wanted to mix things up a bit for her this time.
We're going to jump over here.
Yeah.
Let's go like one step this way.
Yeah.
And I want to try something really edgy because we've got the shadow coming down. So
Like a spotlight on Ashleigh.
here, and that'll be really fun.
And I loved how the light was casting this kind of dividing line over the terracotta wall here, which, if you're wondering, it's at Roma Street Parklands in Brisbane. That direct sun, divided background kind of look is very Instagram right now, and since that's where a lot of Ashleigh's photos end up, besides her blog on her Instagram account, I thought we'd just have a go at it, and Ashleigh also has gorgeous skin, so that helps a lot when you're shooting in full sun. But my plans were foiled because the clouds came over while we were shooting, so we ended up with soft light anyway, but oh well, whatever. You work with what you got.
Yo, you look so cute today. I like this look. It's very like, I'm a pro dancer. That's me. I like it.
She's a multitasker. She's the kind of girl who will check her phone and wear her bag at the same
And do it
time.
at the same time.
The shot list I have in my head for fashion shoots goes establishing, full length, 3/4, portrait, details, and action. So from here we took a little walk into the CBD for our next spot on Burnett Lane, and Ashleigh wanted to feature a coffee cup in this look, so we grabbed one along the way.
Quick tip.
It took us a little while to relax into this look. We liked the idea of the yellow wall, but we weren't really happy with the way it was looking. And I've shot here in the past, so I borrowed something that worked for me in this location before. And I put Ashleigh in the middle of the laneway. I popped on my 85mm for its wonderful compression since there were bins right behind us. I also opened up my aperture really nice and wide and went for that street look, and then we were onto something. When you're shooting at f1.4, like I did for all of these shots once we switched up our angle, you have to be really careful that you're nailing the focus. So I like to use back button focus. I use that all the time, actually. And move my focus point around so that it's as close to the eyes, or in this case the sunglasses, as possible. I have really steady hands, so I can get away with shooting at an 80th of a second like I did for a lot of these shots, or 100th for the others, but it wasn't exactly necessary in this instance. I could have bumped the ISO up a bit to compensate for the faster shutter speed while the light was fading, but Ashleigh wasn't moving a whole lot, so it wasn't really an issue for us here. I did have to move a couple of garbage bins out of the way to get into a spot for one of the shots that I wanted, this one right here. But I made sure that I put them back after, because I'm a nice photographer who doesn't move people's stuff without putting it back. And that's pretty much it for these 2 looks. We kept it very simple, very efficient. We've had a lot of practice. Hope you can't hear my cat yowling in the background right now. Hi, Mitsu. And if you've watched this whole video, thank you very much for staying with me. I hope you learned something or just enjoyed it. That's okay too. If you'd like to stalk us on other parts of the internet, you can find Ashleigh at The Blonde Silhouette on everything, Facebook, Instagram, what have you. My Instagram is at Erin Smith Photo. I'm also on Twitter at Erin and the Light. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video.